Good evening, everyone. We have a really beautiful daf tonight. We're sponsored by Shalom Fogel, Lili Nishmas, Yaakov Zev, Ben Yehuda Aryeh, Rivka Bas Yaakov Yosef, Tziv Yamir Bas God, Yosef Ben Tzim Ben Yaakov Zev, Lefu Shalema for Moshe Ayer Ben Miriam, and for the Schus of Chaya Tzivya Bas Shoshana Gittel. We're sponsored by Baruch Ian, Lili Nishmas, Yaakov Chaim Ben Abba, Esther Bas Yona, Avram Ben Shmuel HaKayin, Liba Bas Anya. We sponsor for a great shidduch for Batya Bas Sarah, Refuah Shalema for Yosef Shmuel Ben Miriam, and for a healthy mommy, healthy baby for Ariel and Lior Bas Elza Rivka. Okay, top line of Daf Lamed Vav Amud Aleph. Amar Rav Chisda, Sach bein tefillah letefillah, if somebody talks in between putting on the tefillin shel yad and tefillin shel rosh, chayzer mevarach, he has to make another bracha. Now the Gemara thinks that means that otherwise he doesn't make another bracha. Sach in, only if he speaks, loy sach loy, if he doesn't speak, he doesn't make a bracha on the tefillin shel rosh. V'ashalach Rav Chia b'rei Rav Huna mishmei Rav Yochanan al tefillah shel yad, on the tefillin of the hand, you say Baruch Asher Kitchanu Mitzvayis V'Tzivanu La'niach Tefillin, to put on tefillin. Al tefillin shel rosh, Aimer Baruch Asher Kitchanu Mitzvayis V'Tzivanu al Mitzvahs tefillin, which we traditionally say low, and we say Baruch Shem Kvoid Malchusay L'Olam V'Ed afterwards. So the Gemara explains, you're right. What it means is if you speak between the tefillin shel yad and tefillin shel rosh, you have to make two brachas on the tefillin shel rosh. You have to make over the laniach tefillin and then al mitzvah tefillin. If you don't speak, then you just make on the tefillin shel rosh al mitzvah tefillin. Sach, if you speak, then mevarach shtayim, then you make two brachas. You make the laniach again and then al mitzvah tefillin. Tana, sach bein tefillah letefillah. It's a big aveira to talk in between the tefillin shel yad and the tefillin shel rosh. Aveira hi biyadai, it's a sin, and it's so severe that v'chayzer aleh me'archei ha-milchama. It's a reason not to go to milchamas mitzvah. In other words, we know that one who is yarei me'aveira shebiyadai is turned back and doesn't go to battle. This is a reason not to go to battle. Tana kishu maniach, when he puts on the tefillin maniach shel yad, he puts on the tefillin of the hand first, and then he puts on the tefillin of the head. However, when he removes the tefillin, he removes the tefillin of the head first, and then he removes the tefillin of the hand, like we do. So the Gemara says, I understand why you put on the tefillin shel yad first. You put on the tefillin of the hand, and then the tefillin of rosh. It says the hand first, and only then. And by the way, the idea of putting the tefillin on the hand first is because action is more important. In other words, you could have a lot of good thoughts, but action has to come first. Emor ma'at v'asei harbei. Elikishu chaylitz, but the din that when you remove the tefillin chaylitz shel rosh, you remove the tefillin of the head first, v'achcha chaylitz shel yad, and then you remove the tefillin of the hand, minalan. You know, common sense would tell us not that way. Common sense would say that since the tefillin shel rosh we said is a bigger kedusha, because it has the shin of the dalit of shakai, and because it's we would think that you should leave it on longer. However, says the Gemara, Amar Rabba Rav Huna Asberli, Rav Huna explained it to me. Amar Kra, the pasuk says, "L'toitafas is plural. It should be frontlets between your eyes, meaning Kolzman shebeinenecha, as long as the tefillin shel rosh is on, use shtayim. It should be two. So that would be a problem if you took off the shel yad first. So then it would be on the head, and it wouldn't be two. So therefore, you have to take it off the head first, so that always when it's on the head, it should be two. Now, And by the way, the idea that not having it on the Shel Rosh alone, it also makes a lot of sense, because what we're saying is that just thought alone is not enough in Yiddishkeit. A person could have good plans and good ideas, but if it's not accompanied with action, it's very little. Tan Rabbanan. Tefillin, me'emasai mevarech alein. When do you make the bracha? Says the Gemara, Mishas hanachasim, when you put them on. Now, Ketzad, this is an interesting case. Let's say somebody is leaving early in the morning on a trip, and we're not talking about somebody that goes sits in a car. He's talking about somebody that's maybe riding a horse or handling a wagon. So he can't just hold the tefillin. He's afraid he's going to lose it. So and he's afraid it might get lost. Manichan, he could put it on even before the Zman, while it's yet night. And when it comes the time to put on the tefillin, what we call Misha Yakir, Mimashmesh Bem, all he has to do is feel them, or Mavarach Aleim, and he doesn't have to move them, just feel them and make the bracha. Bad Mosai Manichan, how long could he keep it on? Until sunset. That's the understood way, that you have to take it off before Shkia. You could keep it on even longer until people are not walking around outside. You could keep it until the time you go to sleep. However, to Rabbi Yaakov, that if already after Shkia one removes them to go to the lavatory, so to go into the bathhouse, and the sun set, he doesn't put it back on. Rav Nachman, surprisingly, halacha Rabbi Yaakov, that you could put it on until the time when people are walking around outside, even at night. Rav Chisda Rabba Barafuna, Matzel Bu Be'urta. Indeed, Rav Chisda Rabba Barafuna would daven Mariv with tefillin. However, Ikad Amrei, Ein halacha Rabbi Yaakov, the law isn't like Rabbi Yaakov, but like we do, that you don't keep on the tefillin past Shkia. Now, says the Gemara, Rav Chisda Rabba Barafuna, Mitzalu Bu Be'urta, they daven in the night, right? So obviously, that's not like Rav Nachman. Says the Gemara, "Oh, pligi." That's right. Rav Chisda and Rabbi Ravuna Taka don't agree with Rav Nachman. We do like Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman dainahu v'yardu le'umka dedina. By the way, it's a remarkable thing that I look at my screen and I see we have 39 Zoomers here tonight. So we welcome in Dr. Guy and Michal, Yaakov Warman and Marshall Castle, A.B. Spry, Saba, Barry Cement, Irving Fishbaum, Shalom Fogel, Ben-Zion Cohn, Yisrael Fisher, Mel Zachter, Chaim Kramer, Rebel Yafi, Mark Frankel, who took a break yesterday, Ruvain Shannon, Itchy Weintraub, and Shelley Zeitlin, Ruvain Pollack, Yitzi Fuchs, Menachem Umansky, Eddie Chazan, who's been quiet lately, Nachman Chapler, Mo Kushner, Berish Gesserman, Gedalia Engel, who's back with us tonight, Shimon Klein, Danny Vogel, Moshe Lehman, Chaim Lerner, Stephen Holtzman, Gabriel Epstein, Avram Rezepkowitz, Yehuda Solomon, nice to have you. Really nice to see you, Yehuda. Daniel Rosenberg, Yitzi Muller, Ilya Shutman, Richard Rosenzweig, Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg.
Just crossed up into 40.
Oh wow, that's correct. 40. Marshall is
10 more, and I could get that.
Marshall is 10 more to the promised land.
What I said.
Now, says the Gemara, Umiyama Rabba Barafuna Hachi. Did Rabba Barafuna say that you could continue wearing tefillin even in the night? I v'amar Rabba bar Afuna safek chashecha, safek loy chashecha. If it's twilight, loy chaylit, you don't have to take off your tefillin. But v'loy maniach, you don't put it on. Havadei chashecha, but if it's definitely night, chaylit. Says the Gemara, no, that's talking about Friday night. Hasam be'erev Shabbos itma, that's Friday night. Friday night, then of course you're not going to wear it on Shabbos. So the Gemara says, but that's a problem. Because the one who holds that you don't wear it on Shabbos also holds you don't wear it in the night. Because it says in the pasuk, you should put it on, and it says, L'moyada miyamim yamima. And yamim is yamim v'loy leilos, and mi yamim is only some days and not Shabbos and Yom Tov. So somebody that holds you don't put it on the night, also somebody that holds you don't put it on Shabbos, holds you also don't put it on night. So how could he say that you put it on in the night, but you have to remove it when Shabbos comes? And that's what the Gemara asks. My kasava, what does Rabbi bar Afuna hold? I kasava laila's man tefillin, that nighttime is his man of tefillin. So that means he doesn't darshan of the pasuk of miyamim yamima. Then Shabbos nami's man tefillin. Why does he have to remove it on Shabbos? And Ikasava Shabbos lavs man tefillah because of Yamim Yamima, then Laila Nami lavs man tefillah. Then why does he say you could daven with it in the night? The Mehecha de Memata Shabbos, because the place where we exclude Shabbos, Mehasam Mimate Leilos, from there we exclude nights. The Tanya, Vishamarte Esachuka Azais, you should guard this statute L'mayada in its time, mi yamim yamima, from day to day. Yamim v'loy leilos, day and not night. Mi yamim v'loy kol yamim, some of the days, but not all of the days, prat l'shabbos of yamim tovim. Div Rabbi Yisrael Glili. Rabbi Kiva says that the pasuk is not talking about tefillin. That pasuk is talking about the Korban Pesach. Rabbi Kiva Aimer loy nema chu kazu el l'Pesach b'uvad. So the Gemara says, you're right. Rabba bar Afuna learns out that you don't put on tefillin on Shabbos from a different pasuk. Nafkalei mehechat de nafkalei Rabbi Akiva. The Tanya Rabbi Akiva Aimer Yochel Yaniach Adam tefillin b'Shabbos b'Yom Tovim. I might think that you should put on tefillin on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Talmud Leimer v'Haya la'Ois al Yodcha. It should be a sign on your hand or l'Toitafos b'Neinecha, and frontlets between your eyes. Misha tzrichet eyes. You put it on a day that you need a sign. Yatsu Shabbos Yom Tovim, that you don't need a sign because Shabbos and Yom Tov is an ice, right? Oisi beini ubeinechem, shein gufen ice. Now we have to add over here that actually every day we need two ices. The first ice is Mila, and then we need either Tefillin or Shabbos and Yom Tov. Amar Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Lazar says even stronger. Whoever puts on tefillin in the night, over ba'aseh, he transgresses a positive commandment. Rabbi Yochanan over b'lav, he transgresses a negative commandment, because they learned the pasuk. It says v'shamarta esachuka azos l'mayada miyam yamima, to exclude the night, and when it says shamar, it indicates a lav or an aseh. As the Gemara says, Lema b'Avin Amar Rabbi Lo kamifligi. The Amar Rabbi Avin Amar Rabbi Lo kol makom shenema hishamar pen va'al. Wherever it says hishamar or pen or the word al, ein ela loisasei. So here where it says v'shamarta, Rabbi Yochanan learns it's a loisasei. The Marius slave to Rabbi Avin. Rabbi Yochanan holds of Rabbi Avin, Omar less later Rabbi Avin, and Rabbi Lazar doesn't hold of it, and therefore he says it's only an assay. Says the Gemara, no. The Kuli Alma Isul Rabbi Avin Amar Rabbi Lo. Everybody holds that Hishamer normally is a lav, but V'hacha Ba'kamifagi Mar Savar Hishamer the lav, and Hishamer that accompanies a negative commandment, like Hishamer pen. You shouldn't do it. So that's a Hishamah of a lav, that's a lav. Hishamah the asay, here it's a positive commandment, V'shamarta right? That's a chukah zois, that's a positive command, that's only an asay. While Rabbi Yochanan holds even he shomer the asay of a positive commandment, nami lav, it's also considered a lav. Now, v'amar Rabbi Elazar, that's only if you put it on for the mitzvah. But the imla shamron mutter, if you put it on to guard them, it's mutter. V'amar Avina, v'yasivna coming to Rav Ashi, I was sitting before Rav Ashi, v'choshach v'niach tefillin, and it got dark, and he put on his tefillin. V'imrei la, and I said to him, l'shamron kabay l'ulmar, are you just putting it on because your hands are full and you want to watch them? V'amali in. Now, v'chazite l'date, I saw that his opinion is the lav l'shamron hubay, that he holds that Laila is man tefillin, and he doesn't dash him b'yom yamim. But kasavar halacha, although that's the halacha, ve'ein moirin kain, we don't instruct people to do it, and therefore he didn't tell me that that was the reason. Now tefillin, we're not supposed to forget that we're wearing our tefillin. We're supposed to always remember that we have it on. Now, of course, if you're davening, it's okay. But if, let's say, you're sitting around with your tefillin, then you have to constantly feel them in order that you should remember you have them on. That's why a lot of people will touch the tefillin like by Pesach es Yadecho, Mazbiel L'chol Chai Ratzain, V'yadata Yayim V'ashev V'yisel V'vecha. Some people will touch it at different places. We do it in order that we should remember that we're wearing the tefillin. Tan Rabbanan, Amar Rav Abba bar Rav Huna, Chayav Adam L'mashpeish B'tefillin B'kol Shah. A person has to feel the tefillin all the time. Kal v'chaymer mitzitz. The Kohen Gadol wears the golden plate that says Kodesh LaHashem. Umatzitz she'ein by elas karachas. It only has one mention of Hashem's name. It should be perpetually on his forehead. Meaning, it should be perpetually, you should never forget it. Tefillin sheyesh b'maskaras harbit has many Hashem's names in the 4 parshiyos. Alachas kama v'kama, that you're not supposed to forget that you're wearing it. So obviously, I see Sunday morning in some shuls, people have their talis and tefillin on, and they bring in papers and read papers with the tefillin. That's a no-no. You're wearing your tefillin. The tefillin is a davar shebekadusha. You don't read a paper while you're wearing the tefillin. And there are those I once mentioned we had in our shul, a wonderful balabas, Mendy Hos, Zeichet Tzadik Livrachas Chusi Yogan Aleinu, who never spoke when he had his tefillin on. In order, he shouldn't be Masiach Das from his tefillin. I remember every maspid by his Levaya mentioned it. Made a roshim on people. Tan Rabbanan, Yodcha Zu Smel. That's the left hand, that we put it on the left hand. Now we know that we darshan it from Yodcha, Yud Dalet Chaf Hey, we darshan Yod Keha. We can. But now the Gemara is going to tell us a different source. Zu Smel. Ata'im is Smel. You say it's the left hand. Ayin El Yamin. We should maybe tie it on the right hand. Talmud Loimer, we see that in the pasuk a lot of times Yad refers to the left. Because it says, Af Yodi Yosta Eretz, my hand founded the earth, V'yimini Tipcha Shemaim, and my right hand spread out the heaven. So obviously Yad is the left hand. V'aymer, another pasuk, Yoda liyosei tishalech l'chena, she stretched her hand out to the peg, V'yamina, and her right hand lahal moisam elim, to the worker's hammer. So again, Yad over here is the left. Here is another pasuk, which we say in Slichas, Lama sashiv yodcha, why do you withdraw your hand v'yaminecha, and your right hand? Mikerev cheikecha, take it out from your bosom, and kalei, and destroy the goyim. So again, since it mentions yamincha together with Yad, so we see that Yad is the left hand. Wow. What a beautiful daf, Rabbi say. as we share it with 40 Zoomers. Again, we thank Barish for sponsoring the Chumash Shir, ranked 42 Zoomers. Marshall is getting very thirsty. And
don't leave, guys.
we thank Barish for sponsoring the Chumash Shir this week. We are looking for a second sponsor, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. And now we'll pause and do the Mishnah Yaimus.